Salute, big dog. Right back at you. What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? What's up, good people? I was just thinking, man, how the rules is so double standard. Like, have you ever noticed for the people that be talking about rats and shit like that, you notice when it be people they dislike, they say anything and everything about them, right? They say anything and everything about them. But when it be rats that they like, I'm gonna use the term make excuses for them, even overlook shit for them. You know what I mean? Watching live from Dubai, UK, London, and here. Chill up. Like he was a great man. Rafe Webman is the biggest disappointment of DC drug dealers ever. Let's make that clear. Now, I'm not directly responding to Whitey, but I noticed that people do that shit all the time. When it's somebody else, you know, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? And Rayful Edmond is so popular amongst certain rat lovers, mostly his people, you know what I mean? That it's just kind of mind-boggling to me in a way. And another thing that's mind-boggling to me is that the dudes on Rayful case that had violence, they came home before him. None of them told on nobody. In fact, none of the big names on the whole case told on nobody. One of the things that's interesting about Rayful Webman to me, and I don't know if you want to call this karma or it's just a lesson that people can learn, but check this out. If I ain't mistaken, Tony Lewis Sr. did about 31 or 32 years in prison. I can't remember how long he been out now. He might have been out 2 years. He might have done 33 years. Whatever it is, they went to jail in 89. He came home then. Rayful Webman was the last one on the case to come home. What I don't understand is how did the nigga who did some monumental telling, why was he the last one to come home? Now, everybody can say that, you know, laws change and this and that. If you're really interested in the truth and what laws change, some laws changed to allow Tony Lewis Sr. to come home. But all you got to do is go look up Rayful Edmond III and Pacer under the District of Columbia Circuit, and you will see the motions filed for reduction of sentence for telling. So I'm also share this. I got an uncle, and this was Whitey, and a lot of those dudes that don't know me don't know. I got an uncle that was associated with their organization. I know they was bringing back 400-500 junks at a time, sometimes 1,000 junks. I even heard him say something about the $9,000 lick for the birds. I can't confirm that, but I asked my uncle, he said, nah, yeah, I can't stamp 9,000 because I don't know. He said, but he said they was getting that shit. He said it could have been 9,000. He said, don't nobody know the exact number. He said, now, He said Whitey can know this or Whitey can know that, but Whitey wasn't pooling no money with Ray. Whitey want to walk around now and act like he was on a Tony Lewis level. He wasn't partners with Ray. He's sitting around talking about our organization and what was up with us. He wasn't partners with Ray. If he was partners with Ray, and I'm gonna ask some dudes that been around, but y'all tell me what you think. If Whitey was partners with Ray, why he ain't do a bunch of time? Why wasn't he at the top of the list like Tony Lewis Sr.? If Whitey was partners with Ray, I think Whitey is embellishing this shit now that Ray's dead. He gonna take it and run with the Ray Edmond organization story. I mean, and that's cool, you know. If you know, if Tonyo and Jerry and you know Nut and all them, you know, if they cool with that. Nah, ain't a joke. I ain't say it was. I just thought about it like if anybody could have been getting some numbers like that, because remember, niggas challenged the nigga Demetrius Flannery, the nigga they call Big Meech. Niggas challenged him about his number later on, 20 years, 30 years maybe. Nah, not 30 years. Meech went to jail in 2005. 15 years after Ray was gone, the Ray Edmond organization, Meech and them alleged that they was getting jumps for 10 a bird at a certain point in time. Do anybody remember that? Whitey from the land of Montana. Whitey ain't from the land of Montana. Whitey from like R Street or something, right? He ain't from Montana. Through the entire interview, he stated that he was like a son. I saw that. He said he looked up to him like a father. So he wasn't on no partnership with Ray. Let me say this. I ain't trying to salt Whitey down. I don't give a fuck either way, but I'm not trying to salt nobody down. I'm saying if you read the case, Whitey ain't on no level like no Tony Lewis Sr. Whitey didn't have his own independent operation. In all actuality, if you read their case, Tony Lewis Sr. could have been indicted and charged separately with RICO and CCE charges and still been a boss. But for lack of better terms, a lot of people don't know this. The DC U.S. Attorney's Office was not prepared to try them with RICO and CCE. They had to bring lawyers in from outside the jurisdiction to fully understand how to do it. In fact, I do a whole little video. There was a crew before Ray Edmond that was supposed to have a RICO CCE conspiracy that was supposed to go to federal court, but they didn't even have remember, DC District Court for the U.S. Attorney's Office, right? The federal government, they were not even experienced in prosecuting RICO cases at the time. Ray Edmond's case, the Ray Edmond organization may have been the first successful RICO prosecution in the District of Columbia history. Do you understand what I'm saying? The dynamics of this? Now, Whitey, many years later, he's talking what he's talking, but Whitey or no one else in the District of Columbia that comes on this internet, I ain't saying nobody period, I said no one that comes on this internet gonna break down the law, from Jay Stevens to Volokov, all them prosecutors from back then. I remember them. I studied the Newton Street case. I studied the Panama Card case with which went to Superior Court. The Newton Street case went to federal court. I studied the First Street case. Shout out to Anton White and all those guys. I studied the Kevin Gray case. I studies these cases from where I'm from. Whitey was not at the top of no food chain in the case. He's sitting there talking like we was doing. You wasn't. Stop lying. You standing all up at the funeral like you a fucking guardian angel. Since when is Whitey a tough guy? I'm just asking a question for anybody who know. Am I misunderstanding? Somebody gave me bad information. Whitey, where was Whitey at in the feds? You said you was in El Reno. Why the fuck was you in El Reno? Why you wasn't where everybody else was at? Why you wasn't in Lewisburg and Leavenworth with all the rest of the men? I ain't see the Curbone and Trina Boo interview. Was L.A. Roy bigger than Rayful? I can't say that. I only used to hear about L.A. Roy. and his name was ringing. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there was a guy bigger than Rayful Wetman during this time, and I don't think there was a known DC local native that was ever bigger than him, according to what the feds say. So I hope y'all don't think that I'm just one of them niggas to oh, Rayful wasn't shit, Rayful wasn't shit. Rayful was the man. But once you tell, and you was the man like that, it's not regular telling. Heavy is the head to hold the crown. The more accolades you get, the more accolades you lose when you do something wrong. New Street, Uptown, you know what it is. KFC hiring. You funny. Come on, you off on this one. Whitey never. Whitey said we was getting. Frey wasn't doing nothing with us. Bricks was this much and bricks was that much. We was selling bricks to trannies. 25 and 30 bricks to He said we, nigga. Fuck you talking about? He said we. He said he was going to pick shit up from Detroit. That don't sound like a partner to me. That don't. I know how stories are told. I've been involved with dudes that had shit going on. I know the difference in putting myself on the level with the nigga that's at the top or being a team player. Don't tell me that that's not insinuating partner. That ain't insinuating partnership. Press, Treve, 1010, whatever your name is. That ain't insinuating that. He was coming what? D Street? Get a job. Uncle Still, hello, boss. Do you still sell drugs? Fuck the haters. He's gonna cry because he was a part. I don't know what you talking about. Shout out to Michael Frey. I'm off how? Explain. We talking. You just saying you off. How am I off? I said what I said. You say what you said. Now what do you say next? He said we was doing this. We was selling trannies 25, 30 bricks. He said we. We was picking shit up in Detroit. He said we. He did say Ray had me doing this and that, but what about what I said specifically? We was doing this. We was selling trannies bricks, 25, 30 bricks. He said we, nigga. Unless you Whitey. He was part of the team, period. But he never expressed he was at the top level. Who used the word top level? You using that word top level. I said talking like he was part of it. He said, we did this, we did that. Michael Frey ain't take nothing from Rayful. Michael Frey wasn't running nothing with us. He ain't say that? Fuck is he talking about Michael Frey for? Frey ain't had nothing to do with that story. And for him to act like Frey was only getting shit from him, that's a lie. Frey was going all the way to California to get shit. Frey was going to Miami to get shit. Don't forget that before there was a fucking Rayful Wetman on the scene in the District of Columbia, Frey and them was already on the scene with water and downtown. Tell a fucking real history of DC. Rayful Edmond name started kicking amongst DC wide in the 80s. Fuck you talking about Frey? Now, I understand there's some men out of the Rayful Edmond organization that didn't like Frey, but can't nobody in the city take nothing away from Frey, bruh. Frey ain't go to jail and tell on 100 niggas. Frey ain't never been nowhere getting extorted. Frey ain't never bought nobody no sex change. Don't fucking talk about Michael Salters, nigga. He trying so hard to read. We make it a thank you, bruh. That nigga acting like I'm making up something. If I sit there and talk to y'all right now and I say, I used to hang on Kennedy Street when I was in my teenage years, right? Like when I came home from Seton Hall, I started hanging with one of my buddies down Kennedy Street. Now, the twins from First and Kennedy, they my homies, they older than me, but we did not run together on the streets. You understand what I'm saying? When we was active. If I come on here right now and I say, we went in the police headquarters, we shot up the FBI, is that not putting myself, I ain't saying I gotta make it partners, but that's saying we did this. He wasn't no we when it came to no organization. He ain't got no organizational charges. Yes, we, because he was a part of Ray team. He said several times, Joe, and a few others was at the top with Ray. Okay, cool. I respect that. But what are you defending now? Because now you sound like, you know, you getting sensitive. I still said we. I heard him say that we were selling trannies 20, 25 bricks. Did he not say we? Let's just do one thing at a time. Did he not say we were selling trannies, or I think he used the word tranny because he said somebody had a whole sex change. Did he not say we were selling that to them? He sound like more of a victim. I ain't gonna say he sound like a victim. Why you say that? You were caught sexing a minor? Man, go fuck yourself. Laugh out loud. He didn't disrespect Frey. Okay. I ain't say he did. I said, why are you talking about Frey? Why is you saying Frey ain't run nothing with us? Whoever said Frey ran something with the Rayful Edmond organization? Like, even if you look at the police reports, the news reports, and the court filings, the court filings say that Frey and Eddie Mathis and a few other men had something to do with the Banneker shit. Now, I read Tony O. Jones' book, and I respect Tony O. Jones. Tony O. Jones say, man, Frey ain't had shit, Frey ain't called no shots with us. Okay, cool, I respect that from Tony O. Jones. Because I respect Tony O. Jones. Not that I don't respect nobody else, but I know Tony O. Jones' history. Tony O. Jones wasn't hiding in El Reno. He wasn't hiding in witness protection. Tony O. Jones was in Leavenworth. Tony O. Jones was in all the spots with all the men that still men. So think about this for everybody that's defending Ray. How the fuck is you standing with a rat when everybody else is standing on principle and honor? Even other niggas that's from the Rayful Edmond organization that may secretly love him don't come out publicly and vouch and stand for no fucking rat. They're told on several niggas. Okay, let me ask you this, since we disputing what was said in the Connect podcast with Johnny Mitchell with Whitey, right? Whitey said some shit about he only told on 6 or 7 niggas. Do we agree with that before I move on? What is your opinion on Max B, brother, saying, servant? I think Max B did something wrong. All he said is Frey didn't take anything from Ray because the people around him, yo, etc. All right, cool. He said Frey wasn't running nothing with us. Whoever said Frey was running something with him. And don't act like Frey ain't had no pull in the city. Get the fuck out of here. Frey ain't had to have nobody come to Banneker to squash no beefs. Did the Banneker meeting happen or it didn't happen? Because niggas be talking like the Banneker meeting ain't happening. Niggas be talking like ain't nobody need no help to stop no beef. The Rayful Edmond organization and the Trinidad crew, they was going worldwide. Did the Banneker meeting happen or did it not happen? Because in the feds, in the federal laws, when they get to telling, they talk about that. when the DEA agent, I forgot his name now, and I'll refresh my memory on all of it. When he testified in the preliminary stages of the Rayful Weapon Organization trial, they mentioned Frey. They mentioned him having a contact with the U.S. Attorney's Office or the prosecutor to be able to know investigations was coming and some other shit. They mentioned that. So did the meeting at Banneker happen or did it not happen? Was niggas dying or was niggas not dying? And why was Frey and Eddie Mathis involved in it if they ain't had no pool and they wasn't running nothing? That's my question to Whitey. That's not my question to Tonio. That's not my question to the rest of the people. Since Whitey is on the internet and I'm on the internet, I won't even address none of the men that's not on the internet. Whitey on the internet now. Why did y'all have to have a meeting at Banneker if Frey ain't had no pull and he wasn't running nothing? All he said is Frey didn't take anything from Ray. Okay, cool. He's too dumb to read that. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Your mother, Morphodite. KDY, my man, Pee Wee, 7th Street. I used to be on 7th Street too. The blacks did it. Have a great day, everyone. We immediately implies 2 or more. Fuck, you speaking French? When a nigga saying we, a nigga putting themselves in conjunction with leadership. No, not sensitive. Yes, he said we because he probably took the work to them. You explaining it. You explaining it more than he explained it. What you got, some inside knowledge? I'm just questioning what I saw. I'm not even questioning him. I'm questioning what I saw on the TV screen. But for you, Press Treve 1010, why did they call a meeting at Banneker High School if Frey ain't had no pull or Frey ain't run nothing or whatever type of thing he trying to insinuate about Frey? Why did they have a meeting? I'm asking all you historians, all you DC street historians, why did they have a meeting at Banneker? If the Rayful Weapon Organization had a problem with the Trinidad faction of people, what the fuck did they need Eddie Mathis and Frey there for if they were not important people in DC in the 80s? Waterhead Bo played a part. Yeah, Waterhead Bo name come up in the FBI reports as well. Yeah, Frey was definitely thorough from what I understand and helped a lot of people, and Frey was before Ray. That's understood. That ain't me taking nothing away from Ray. Let's skip the rat shit for 1 second. Let's just talk about the 80s. How am I taking something away from Ray when I'm telling a story or I'm journalizing about what Frey meant to the streets or what Eddie Mathis meant to the streets? Just those two. We ain't got to go into the rest of the guys. Just those two. Whitey sitting there talking about the 80s, and he old enough to talk about the 70s. Remember, before crack was king, dope was king. But nothing can be taken away from Frey. Can't nobody take that. As long as I'm alive and I'm on the internet, ain't there one of them niggas gonna say nothing fucked up about Frey without me at least addressing it verbally. Tonio. Shout out to Tonio. Tonio, man. Why do they talk with this theoretics? I don't know what you mean. Okay, Ray and Frey are good persons. That ain't what I'm saying. If that's what you saying, then you need to have a conversation with somebody else. That ain't what I'm saying. Ray testified in the Kevin Gray trial. That is a fact. Whitey ain't mentioned that. Whitey ain't mentioned that since he's such a good dude. What the fuck he come back and tell on Kevin Gray for? His mother was already out, right? What did Rayful Weapon come back and testify in the Kevin Gray trial for? His mama was already home, right or wrong? His mama was already home. Can somebody make sense of that for me? For all the people, Whitey included, if you watching this, I'm asking you a direct question, Whitey. Since you are propagating that Ray told to get his mama out and it ain't that bad, and what would you do for your mother? First and foremost, nigga, you could have took the whole beef in the beginning if you wanted to and cut your mother off or tried to. That ain't what he tried to do. The FBI agent that said that he finally broke him said that he wanted to break in the beginning. He asked. He was set up to do a proffer. Do any of y'all know what a proffer is? Am I lying about that, Whitey? Am I lying that while at DC jail, he set up to do a proffer with the feds then? He set up to talk to see what the arrangement was. He was thinking about talking in. Why, when he finally told, after the Lewisburg fiasco, why did he tell the FBI when he walked in the hotel room, what took you all so long? That's what I want to know. If it's so innocent, he was getting his mom out, like Whitey tried to say, oh, he told, but so what a bunch of other niggas told. Why the fuck was he thinking about telling in the beginning? So now I'm not just talking to Whitey or addressing Whitey or the people that think like Whitey. Now I'm addressing all you niggas that say he told because of his mother. If his mother was out, I go case for case. If Boosie was already out, Constance Perry was already out of jail, why the fuck did he go testify against Kevin Gray? Again, not one time he said he was at the top level. Fuck the top level part. We passed that. I said we. I said partnership. I said in conjunction. You keep talking about top level. I don't care nothing about the top level. He kept saying he was like a son and was running errands for Ray, picking stuff up. And yes, Ray is a rat. No question about it. He said we was selling 10, 20 bricks, 20, 25 bricks to trannies. He was serving them to the trannies, or was Ray serving them to the trannies? I'm just asking. But fuck that. He talking about like Ray just told on 6 or 7 niggas. Niggas get shot every day, B. Niggas get told on every day, B. He just told on 6 or 7 niggas. No, he did not. The paperwork say he was a part of 111 indictments and 350 fucking convictions. Do the paperwork not say that, y'all? Anybody that know? Don't make me go get it. I did a whole video on it. Rayful Edmond participated in 111 indictments. 350, 50, like 50 Cent, 350 convictions, bruh. He told on cold case homicides from 1994 in Lewisburg Penitentiary. 2 of them. Did he do that to get his mother out? Did he set up Freddie Aguilar and Nelson Garcia, 2 big-time dope boys? Did he set them up? Did he leave Lewisburg and then come back in as a motherfucking working cooperator with the federal government? Man, come on the fuck out here, bro. Rayful Edmond is the worst, slimiest nigga they ever created, bro, in the drug world. The fuck out here. The nigga not only told on the connects, the nigga told on the people that he was dealing with that was his people as well. Fuck out of here. You keep talking about he told on 6 or 7 niggas? The meeting happened for a fact. All right, I'm only using the meeting to say this. If Frey wasn't nobody, why the fuck was Frey and Eddie Mathis called to the meeting? They don't talk about that. Even when dudes use the book that Tonio wrote, everybody know that Tonio was a serious dude. Even with his book, I'm asking, why was Frey and Eddie Mathis a part of the meeting? Fela Rob was there. Shout out to Fela Rob. They don't know how words work, y'all. Laughing my ass off. They were messing up everyone's money. Even if we say that, why was Frey and Eddie Mathis there as brokers of peace at the least? Frey had a lot of say so, no doubt about it. Yeah, we not gonna sit here and act like, listen, we not gonna act like Rayful Edmond did not help control the economy and different things that went on in the city. But when it come to citywide niggas who was making moves, the city was bigger than Rayful Edmond. The city may not have had a bunch of niggas that had a connect like that. But if y'all do the Rayful Edmond story, and y'all know it, whether y'all know it from a movie, the newspaper, the court case, the Banneker meeting is an integral part of the politics of DC from that point in time. Does anybody in here know what I'm talking about when I say the Banneker meeting? Let's start right there, because some people don't even know what I'm talking about. Hit the like button, too. He meant Frey didn't have pull with them, not in the city. How the fuck Frey had pull with them and Frey was at the meeting to negotiate peace? How did he not have pull with them? I'm asking you that. I'm asking you that directly. How did Frey not have pull with them if he was at the meeting to broker peace? No bitch ass nigga, no nigga that don't got no say so can broker a meeting of that magnitude between them 2 type of factions or groups in the city. It don't even make sense. It's not realistic. The Our City store, 1342 A Street. Frey had a few chicks working downtown. Everyone know Frey had pull. I ain't disputing he had pull. I'm saying he had pull, period. You don't go broke or no peace meet between a Rayful Edmonds faction and a Trinidad faction if you ain't nobody and you ain't got no say. It don't happen, bruh. He talking to people on the internet. I'm talking DC politics. Just tuning in. Is this about Whitey guy interview? Yeah. It ain't necessarily about the Whitey interview. Some of the shit that Whitey said in the interview we talking about, but we talking about the status of Frey. I'm talking about the status of Frey within the city in the late 80s. The status of Frey within the politics and the mix-up of the Rayful Avenue organization. Like, look at the men from the Rayful Avenue organization in prison. Look at them. Jury, Tonio, Nut. What other men from the Rayful Avenue organization was in the feds putting anything down when it come to muscle? So we not gonna sit even talk about no muscle if you ain't talking about the niggas from the crew that was muscle. Tony, Whitey wasn't no muscle. I'm hip to the 2004 case. Dope and crack fucked us up beyond repair. When I snap my fingers, you'll forget you were ever gay. Frey was the only dude besides Eddie who could have brought the warring factions together. And they were together. Bruh, they not gonna tell half the fucking story, bruh. You're not gonna tell half the story. If they made a real Rayful Edmonds movie or a real DC movie, you would have to include Frey and Eddie Mathis in the whole Banneker shit. Niggas be trying to minimize the Banneker shit like it ain't happened. Yo, if the Banneker shit ain't happened in DC politics or the DC underworld economy, it would have never made it to the Fed case. It would have never made it to books. When Tonio wrote his book, he would have never had to address it like it was something that needed to be addressed if it never happened. Frey and Eddie Mathis was big dogs. Everyone in the city respected. And they knew both sides would listen and respect what these guys had to say. Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about all this fairy tale shit. I want to talk about that because when niggas get to talking about Frey and what Frey was and how much say-so Frey had, if Frey ain't had no fucking say-so, nigga, it wouldn't have been a Banneker meeting. Right or wrong? Trinidad crew want to get back for Brandon. We gonna ball regardless. Wow, oh shit, damn. You on point. Okay. Not being funny, but I think Ray was gay. Real shit. I don't even care if he was gay. Ray snitched on everybody. Yeah, DC Blacks, that's the cash out. Whitey was with Ray. He was a flunky. I ain't gonna call Whitey a flunky. That ain't what I'm trying to do. I'm not even saying nothing big. Like somebody took the thing out of perspective or context, whichever way. Hold on one second. Anyway, I think they took it out of context. Kevin Ray. Kevin Ray. Who the fuck is Kevin Ray? No face cool dude. I don't know who that is. Harry was wrong. Oh, you calling him by his first name? What's his name? Harry Sullivan. What's his name? I'm gonna have to look Whitey shit up, bro. Ray told on Kenny Man. I don't know about that. Ray told on Kenny Man for real. How? Kenny Man ain't go to trial. I know he had so many charges. He basically had to write a yellow page book worth of truth to get out. Who is that? Who you talking about? Who you talking about? Lord Tommy too. Oh, Tommy Edlin. He came in there on the Brother Means joint too. See, I was all the way in Arizona. I didn't see none of that shit unless I saw it in the newspaper. Unless I saw it in the newspaper or somebody might have pulled up the case, but it wasn't on the news where I was at. Gangster Chronicles, Fila Rob. Shout out to Fila Rob. Rayful Edmond ended up being a snitch, and it hurt a lot of people. And Ray wasn't tough, but the people around him was like Columbus, Daniels, etc. Ray did snitch on people after his mom was released. That's my point. For all them niggas, see them niggas that be saying he told to get his mother out, either they trying to control the narrative and just tell that part of the story for some sympathy for a rat, or they don't know that he continued to tell for 20 more years on different people in different jurisdictions. It's no even, like, I wouldn't give a fuck if he stopped telling after his mother got out. That would be on him, but maybe a person would say, oh, yeah, he told to get his mother out. Man, fuck all that. His mother damn near got him locked up. Y'all know that, right? His mother was running her mouth to Lisa Ray Zanville, the white woman that Ray met driving down the street in a Porsche, and then started using her for her complexion for the connection because she was a white woman. And all of a sudden, the white woman, Lisa Ray Zanfield, look this shit up. This is in the case. This is how I know they ain't read the case. And even though Whitey was a co-defendant, he didn't read the whole case. He don't know. He probably do know this part. He know that Lisa Ray Zanfield was going to meet Constance Perry at places like Phillips and all them restaurants downtown. I mean, down southwest that we used to go back in the day, Hogates and all that shit. And she was on there on the wiretap running her mouth. So this was a friend of Ray's. Ray met this white woman and brought this white woman into the circle. You don't bring squares in a circle. Ray brought that bitch in a circle. Ray brought that white bitch in a circle. And that white bitch took down the whole motherfucking Rayful Edmond organization. That's who took down the Rayful Edmond organization. That's her ass. She wanted all of a sudden to be a drug dealer. She wanted to get a brick or two and move it on her own and got cracked. Some blatant ass white woman that looked like the woman that was married to the Russian on Rocky movie. You know that woman? That far East European looking woman? He had a woman in that crew, Lisa Ray Zanville. Look the bitch up. Bitch wore a wire on his mother multiple times. His mother in there running her mouth on the phone, fucking with Lisa Ray Zanville. Looked it up. Look her up. I got pictures of them together. That's who really took their ass down. And then other motherfuckers did shit later. Because remember, they ain't find no drugs in the Rayful Edmond case. You know that, right? No drugs exist. No one is convicted of having or got caught with 100 birds or 2 birds or 1 bird. They got ghost drugs in the feds. Everybody, we all know that, right? I know they had meeting. Fila Rob said that Fred and Eddie would pay $200K to guarantee the peace. Now, I can't guarantee the $200K, but everybody know I knows Frey. Everybody knows that I know Eddie Mathis. If they wasn't nothing, why were they the ones elected to broker peace, bro? We ain't gonna put Eddie Mathis in it. I'm only talking Frey because Frey and Eddie Mathis was in it together. The Connect podcast don't know that. The Connect podcast said that Rayful Edmond was from Northwest Washington. Don't put that nigga on uptown. That nigga ain't from Northwest Washington. That nigga from Northeast Washington. I don't know about the meeting. You should know about the meeting. How much more do you know about? Do you know anything about the Rayful Edmond organization? He didn't end up being a snitch. He was always willing to snitch. Believe it or not, the toughest guy doesn't want to sit behind bars for a lifetime. How you know? I know plenty tough guys that sit behind bars for a lifetime. Come on, bro. You just talking about what you think subconsciously. You don't want to sit behind bars for a lifetime. Me either, but I ain't telling on nobody. My man used to ride in the back seat of Fila Rob when they went to pick up Rayful Edmond, and he was cool with Frey and his nephew Poochie. He never spoke on Ray telling because I think he sympathized with him. Frey's nephews were tight with the Cobb brothers. Who was Frey's nephew other than Poochie? And Juwan, how the fuck do you know Poochie? Poochie was dead 2 years after you was born, bro. It was Cobb brother crew. The context was about Frey taking work from them. Oh. I saw it. I don't know why you telling me that. I did hear him say Frey ain't never take nothing from Ray. I never said that he did. Yeah, I knew Whitey. Dissing DC blacks and fly and the Patreon. That interview was gonna get back to DC blacks. I didn't watch the Patreon one. I ain't tripping off dissing. But did you see the Patreon, Pop? I don't have Patreon. I don't subscribe to Patreon. Roy and Cliff. Ray is a snitch. Frey is a thief. Frey is a thief? Oh, man, a whole lot of niggas that come from the street can be considered a thief. Jawbreaker and Jim, what about him? The status of Frey was thorough in the 80s. He had a strong team. The media printed Rayful. The media painted Rayful the biggest on DC, but there were other solid people that were just as thorough. Yeah, we not talking about thorough or big when we talking about Ray. I don't think nobody had a connect like Ray that was a homegrown guy at the time. I don't believe that. I don't think nobody did. Everything is context. When he meant Frey never took anything from them because of yo and nut. I can understand all that. I ain't even got no problem. Like somebody else making this an issue. I just said the one thing. I said that Frey was somebody. He said that he wasn't running nothing in the city, or he wasn't running nothing with us or something like that, man. I don't even like the tone of it. He said, yup, I gotta include DC legends. East Tennessee in here, what's up? Somebody said can of worms, retired from the military. Frey brokered the peace between R Street and Rayful's crew as well in '88. Okay. For some reason, the only DC legends I know is Iz, Perry, and Teflon Sean. You from DC? Was you born and raised in DC? Just met the dudes, but Ray and Kevin personally. Yeah, who said Frey didn't have say-so? He meant in context, Frey never took anything from that crew, period. Why is this hard to understand? Stay in contact. I didn't say, maybe you think it's hard to understand. Maybe you interpreted it like I was saying something regardless. I said, why are you even speaking about Frey at all? And what he meant to that crew or that organization. He said, Kenny, man. For some context, Ray didn't tell at first. He told once he got caught up in the feds and never stopped telling after that. I think we all know that. White chick got Ray and Barry. No drug money. No drug but money. They had some money. It was the wiretaps. It was the wiretaps. Like a lot of people that be talking that, even homies, right? Like I got homies that know more about the streets than me, right? They was out there in 81, 83, 85. They was out there. I was a kid in those years. But what I know that they may not know is I read the case. How many people read 1,000 pages of the Rayful Edmond case? It ain't a whole bunch of people that can do that other than lawyers that say they really sat down and read all that shit. Man, to sit down with Jeff. Hey, appreciate the super chat, Jeff. Salute, appreciate it. Ray got locked up uptown on 9th and Jefferson. That's my neighborhood. Facts got hit in Whitehall Square. Who got hit in Whitehall Square? I never said I knew Poochie. I didn't say you said that, Juwan. I said, how do you know them? But that's all I'm asking you. But you told me, you said your man said my man who is much older than me knew them dudes. You gotta read context. Juwan, stop telling me what the fuck I gotta read. I read it and I understand that. Why you clarifying that? I just was asking, how did you even know who those people were? That's my question. That was my question. You said it right. Alpo started a lot of shit. I said that. Peace to you, my brother. Look at you, tired of you fucking making all this fucking noise. Come here. Oh, shout out to the brother that said he liked the fly content. I appreciate it, man. Ray's life in prison contradicts his life on the street. Laugh out loud. He picked up the Quran. I don't know nothing about that. Who was your man, Jawan? Oh, that's just my man. Do the guy Whitey, he said he was Rayful right-hand man. Do we have that credit? Do we have that credibility? I'm just asking a question, and you're not talking about nobody. You just answered the question that I asked. He was definitely a part of that situation. And when I went to Tonio Jones' party, he was there with his people. That I mean, he is definitely a part of that crew. What's good, EA, bro? Why no one really talk about Cornell? Just asking. I don't know. Cornell a ghost, and he keep his business private. And Cornell don't do a whole bunch of talking, but they did an American Gangster on Cornell. Me and Mike talked a lot down 22 down 22199. What is that? DC don't pronounce it thorough. It's thorough. That's our vernacular. That's true. You said you read Mike case? How you read Mike case? Mike ain't got no Fed case. What case you talking about? What case you talking about and what Mike are you talking about? He said somebody was in the backseat of your feet out robbed. Say, what if Alpo bought the law? What you mean by that? Nobody can touch Ray. He looked out for family. I can't lie. What you mean by nobody can touch him? Nobody can touch him like what? What's Big Reds doing out there? Hope my man doing good. I ain't seen Big Reds in a few. Yo, salute, E. Just tuned in. What we talking about, E? Well, we was talking about the Whitey interview with the Connect podcast and Johnny Mitchell, and I was saying that what Whitey meant by Frey ain't run nothing with us. And I was saying, well, if Frey ain't run nothing with y'all, which is cool to say, why was he a part of the peace sit down at Banneker Field? Why does his name come up in that? And I'm asking everybody who disagree with the shit that I be saying. You said Lorton. Mike case. What Mike you talking about from Lorton? I know you ain't talking about Frey. What case you talking about? He ain't got no case you can read. Because ain't none of this shit got no appeals on it. What you mean? Like when Alpo first hit DC, he was already connected with the law. I don't know nothing about that. Who cussed him out? Yeah, Frey knew Sugar Ray Leonard. He loves Sugar Ray Leonard. Len Bias, Chuck Brown. My mama cussed Ray out. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Was Cornell big in the city? Like had pull, power, and influence? I believe so. It may have been subtle or quiet, but I believe so. I would dispute anybody that said different. You feel me? I would dispute anybody that said something different. He actually knew them personally. I met Ray on Hanover. Oh yeah, shout out to Hanover. Shout out to Hanover. Yeah, a lot of people don't talk about Poochie. I got some Poochie pictures and some shit I wanted to do. But I wanted to talk to one of my cousins that's Poochie exact age that ran with Poochie. Poochie older than me. Bruh, that's the part I read. I gotta go get a screen recording of that. You talking about the nigga only told on 6 or 7 people? What? How many people told on that many people? Nah, I didn't ask none of that. I said that he didn't tell just for his mama. I believe Ray is one of them all or nothing niggas. He would be 51. Shout out to Uptown Poochie. Rest in peace. I'm 53, born and raised in CHV. Ah, okay. So you really been around. He did not tell this for his mother. If y'all look at the sentence reductions, it's multiple Jones foul. Every one of them foul focuses on his extensive cooperation. I want to say AUSA John Dominguez, one of the top prosecutors of the era and time, said that he was bar none the top rat that he ever seen. And he didn't call him a rat. He said, man, he was the #1 cooperator. I forgot what word he used. He ain't use a word like rat or snitch. But they was like, bar none, there's nobody on his level. Bruh, he even broke down cold talk on the phone. Rafe Webman, the reason it's 300 minutes on the phone in the feds. That's Rafe Webman. Rafe Webman changed the whole phone system and then told on how he used the phone system to circumvent the phone system. Look it up. I ain't making that up. That's government documented information. Yeah, shout out to Nuts. Shout out to Tony. Yo, shout out to Tony. Yo, shout out to all them niggas that ain't tell nothing. You sign up for that. I was talking about the Alpo case, and I'm talking about the later one. I ain't talking about the first one. If you talking about Jay Stevens and them, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about when he started talking to the peoples when he was in Pennsylvania. And the Dominguez dude wrote something in one of the reports for sentence reduction. I don't know if he ordered extra crispy or not. It might have been original recipe. He said you would be the bid forever. I ain't even really bidding. I mean, I just don't understand how a motherfucker minimize and tell it on 6 or 7 niggas. And that's not true. He forgetting all about the niggas he told on in Pennsylvania. Popeyes for stand-up men anyways. I can't eat Popeyes no more. They got pig and everything. They got Piggly Wiggly and everything. You know what I mean? Telling on one person is too many. Man, come on, man. Even he know that. But the nigga don't care. Rayful can do no wrong. For some of them. But that ain't what the code is about. That's not right. She said it was wings and things chicken. Hell no, it was KFC. I don't understand how now these niggas gonna make it. They got exceptions to the rule. Oh, you could tell if you getting your mother out. Come on, bro. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. That shit is for regular people. That's for all the women. It's oh, you did it to get his mother out. Most of the brides wouldn't have cared to be told anyway. Most of them. I ain't say all of them. All you gotta do is look at all the pictures. they had in the fucking video with the dreads. All the pictures with the dreads is witness protection pictures. The code is the code. Nigga, he saved them from Chinky and the cartel from crushing dude who didn't pay. Nigga, please. Get the fuck out of here. Chinky couldn't stop himself from not getting killed. Griselda couldn't stop herself from getting killed. All of them got killed. Y'all know that, right? All of them. Griselda, her sons, they wiped all of them out. Stop acting like you was saving somebody from dying. Let me die. Don't send me to jail. What y'all think? I need a vote. If you was involved in that, would you rather go to jail or would you rather deal with the Colombians coming to kill you if that was true? Because I don't believe it. When the last time the Colombians got somebody hit in jail? I ain't talking about on the streets. When the last time the Mexicans got somebody hit in jail? I'm talking about cartel niggas. They ain't got no pull in jail. They get extorted in jail. In the feds. Frank Motion. What's up? Appreciate the super chat. Take my chances on the street. Don't put me in the bank. I take my chances on the street, bro. Don't send me to jail and tell me I saved your life, so I brought you in here. I ain't saving my life. You taking my life. If it was about his mother, he would have freed her from the beginning. He told because it was in him to do, hence why he kept cooperating after his mother was free. That's a fact. Disrespectful news, you're out of here. Look at Jawad. Jawad on his ass. Chico low on his ass. I act like I ain't even saying, bro. I don't know what type of attention you looking for, neither. I got a meeting at 2 o'clock. I change my clothes. Nah, you got dudes that got conspiracy cases with crooked cops. Crooked cops are criminals. I mean, I'm not saying that I would have no dealings with crooked cops, but a lot of time crooked cops come up in conspiracies with real criminals. Look at the shit with the Tupac thing and the dude that was the blood and he was a cop and he went to jail. The niggas wasn't even fucking with him in jail. I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Stomp that like button. What that mean? What that mean? You ain't answer my question. We on from earlier. What question was it? I don't remember now. Get more likes on your video. Oh, hit the button. He just saying to hit the like button for the video. I missed it. I'm just like, what? Ain't going out like no punk. What you mean by that? The cop name was David Perez. Okay, thank you. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the David Perez dude was allegedly a blood? Oh, I said Tupac. I meant to say Biggie. Did Frey know Sugar Ray Leonard, Len Bias, and them personally? No, he knew them personally, especially Len Bias. He knew them personally. Chuck Brown, like all these people were in parties and events with Frey. He did. He did know them personally. I answered that. You must didn't hear me. I wasn't born to be a slave. Me neither. Suge had LAPD on the payroll. So any one of them dudes that was from LAPD that was on the payroll, like, what you think they personal understandings was? Shout out to Chuck. Damn, Frey knew Len Bias personally. That's crazy. I know Frey was pissed when Len Bias died. Yeah, there's a book written by his sons. It's called The Gold Elephant. You can go on Amazon and get it. There's a whole chapter in there about Frey being upset about what happened to Len Bias and even looking into who gave it to him. I got a random question about Frey on something I heard from out of town and the feds that was in around the city. That was in and around the city during that era. Is Lisa Salters, sports analyst, Frey's daughter? Nah, I don't believe that's Frey's daughter. But the Salters name always made me wonder if they were connected because that's a rare name. But that's not his daughter. I can guarantee you it's not his daughter by her age. If I ain't mistaken. She not old, but that ain't his daughter. Like, who would be her mother? That would be easy to find out. I mean, we could probably Google somebody from a Brick Squad crew. Somebody go Google Lisa Salters real quick and see where she was born and what's her parents' name. I'm almost certain Lisa Salters is not his daughter. Now, it could be a cousin. The cop was from Suge Piru neighborhood. They grew up together. I mean, that was in a documentary they did about her. We all know that, right? The Perez guy that somebody just looked up and gave me the information on. She is too old to be his daughter. They probably the same age or a few years younger. Frey was born in like 1953. Somebody look her up and tell me when was Lisa Salters born, and we could kill that right now. We could kill that right now. She from PA and her parents is Glenn and Helen. Okay, Chico. So she from PA. Now Frey got family. Frey got family in Buffalo and South Carolina somewhere too. But I always wondered was she a cousin? I never would like whoever said that. I think they reaching talking about his daughter. The journalist, right? Yeah, the sports lady, Lisa Salters. She be on the NFL shit. Thanks for the gift. She ain't no Kendall Gully. If she was some Kendall Gully, he'd say it every day. He'd use that for content. Appreciate the gift. Ain't she white? Nah, she not white. What's wrong with you? You can't tell she not white. She was born in 66. She was born in 66. I mean, Frey was 13. Frey was 12 or 13 when she was born. Keep making content. That's a bet. What up, Slim? What it do? Appreciate the love, Robert. I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta go too. I be getting these bras mixed up. My bad. Okay. Yeah, Lisa Salters is the black woman. She light skinned, but she not white. I mean, she not even light like me. She a little like light brown. You said in the interview Ray went bad, so what's the problem? Oh, Yo said in the interview. I mean, cause Yo know the rules. I got the DC gift from our city. Our city, DC. Yeah, the store's open. 1342 A Street is open it's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays and open from Wednesday to Sunday. Like 11 to 7 p.m. Appreciate all y'all, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Free the men.